All right, so I just got those chicken fajitas cooking over in the kitchen. I happen to put mine on high just because we've got lots of adventures to do today before our friends come over to enjoy this delicious meal with us. So I'm also making our dessert, which I'm so excited about, which is a tres leches cake. So when I started thinking about making this meal and how to celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month, again, the thing that really started kind of clicking with me is just that love of family. And so when I was growing up, my mom was a teacher, well, a variety of different things, working in a public school system, a brick and mortar. And she believed firmly, firmly that the way to build relationships with students is to kind of get to know them and get to know their family and kind of put yourself out there and sometimes in kind of uncomfortable situations, and that is needed for every student to learn. So we spent a lot of time going to different students of hers birthday parties and quinces and graduations and all sorts of things. And a lot of times there would be cake. So I'm going to start here with a tres leches cake. This is just a yellow cake mix. I poked the holes in it using just a standard fork. So when we would go to these celebrations of my mom's students, a lot of times there were two things. One, if it was a birthday, there would be cake, and often, typically, someone's head would go in that cake. And as a little kid, I looked forward to that always. So I would get so excited. When are they going in the cake? When's it going to happen? But then the second part that was extremely exciting as well was the deliciousness of the cake. So what I am making here today is a tres leches cake. So tres leches is translated pretty literally as 3 milks. So what we're going to do, we took our yellow cake mix and poked holes in it, making it to kind of be able to absorb moisture, okay? And now I'm taking my 3 types of milk and putting it over here to mix. So we've got a can of sweetened condensed milk, a can of evaporated milk, and I had just a 1/4 cup here of whipping cream. So I'm just going to take my whisk it up, kind of mix all those flavors together. Now, the different types of milk here have really different thicknesses, and so you really got to make sure you mix it really well so that they all get incorporated. Now, a little later, right before serving this, I'm going to make whipped cream using another 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream and a little vanilla, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of sugar. Just whip it up till it gets fluffy in my KitchenAid mixer, and then we'll put that on top of this too before we serve it. But we'll get to that a little later. For right now, got my 3 milks whisked together here. I'm just going to pour it over top of my cake. Okay, now I'm thinking maybe you can't see this. So, yes, there is a small lake on this cake. It's okay, it's gonna be all right. So, you just kind of want to move it around a little bit so the middle can keep getting some, because obviously a cake usually bakes in kind of a dome shape. And then we're just gonna let it be. I'm going to take some tin foil, you can use saran wrap, whatever you want to do, just to cover it. And I'm going to go put it just in the fridge. You're going to want to put your tres leches cake in your fridge for at least an hour to have all that goodness kind of soak in there and get nice and thick and moist. This is going to be an incredibly moist, if not liquidy cake, so it's all right. And again, this is just the recipe that my mom used after going to so many parties of her students and just loving tres leches cake. There's tons of recipes on the internet. They use all sorts of different things. We're gonna let this chill for, in our case, for about 6 hours. But ideal would be overnight, but at least an hour in order to get that liquid really incorporated into the cake. And then we'll check back in a few hours when it's time for our fajitas to be done and this to be done soaking that all up. And we'll add our whipped cream, our homemade whipped cream, and put some strawberries on top and serve it to really what I think most embodies that Hispanic heritage month, which is my family and our friends and loved ones, because we're going to celebrate an awesome fall day together. So, all right, see you soon. Bye.